Hi, I'm Robin Henry from Hanover.
I am from Claremont, New Hampshire.
From Newtown, Connecticut.
Portland, Maine.
From Rutland, Vermont.
Proud member of Audrey's family tree.
My Prouty is the 20-mile bike ride.
I'm a Prouty ultimate rider and a cancer survivor.
I Prouty by volunteering.
Riding the Prouty as a survivor for the past 2 years.
I Prouty to support cancer researchers, the Cancer Center, and because I have a strong desire to help cure cancers.
This is going to be my 10th Prouty, my 3rd Prouty Ultimate.
I'm biking 400 miles.
The 5K walk.
And this year, a little virtual kayaking.
This year, I'll be doing the 5K in memory of my mom and my dad.
For my dad, who's a cancer survivor.
I Prouty to honor the memory of my mother.
I Prouty for my community.
For lots of family and friends.
My neighbors, my colleagues, and even a student this year.
Especially for my dad, who was treated at Norris Cotton Cancer Center.
For cancer patients everywhere.
To help make a difference, to find a cure for this awful disease.
And all of our loved ones who have lost the battle to cancer.
For my past, present, and future patients.
My goal is to ride until we defeat cancer.
And it gives me hope that other families will have their loved ones much longer than I had my dad.
Let's do this.
Get out there and Prouty.
Prouty on.
Hello, and welcome to the 40th Annual Prouty, New England's largest family-friendly fundraising event. I'm Steve Leach, director of the Norris Cotton Cancer Center. My first Prouty was 5 years ago, before I even started working here, and I was amazed by the way this community came out to rally around our cancer center. It's really like nothing I've ever seen. This is the 40th year that our community is coming together to ride, walk, row, golf, or Prouty in whatever way we can to support groundbreaking cancer research and to support our patients and their families at Dartmouth and Dartmouth-Hitchcock's Norris Cotton Cancer Center. Our world-renowned cancer center is in an unlikely location here in New Hampshire. Out of the 51 comprehensive cancer centers in the United States, we're the only one that's not located in a big city. But that hasn't stopped us from being recognized in the top 10 for both research innovation and for patient experience. We are so proud to be able to combine big city care with small town compassion, and the only reason we can do that is you. Your passion and support allows us to bring clinical trials and multidisciplinary medical teams to this region. It allows us to give disease-specific care to our neighbors close to their homes. I have the most profound gratitude to the entire Prouty community for making that possible for the last 40 years. The Prouty has always been about inspiration. It's named for Audrey Prouty, a patient at the Cancer Center back in 1981. She was known for pushing her IV pole around the hospital halls and even around town, making people feel good. 4 of her nurses were so inspired by her attitude that they committed to ride 100 miles through the White Mountains to raise funds in her honor. I've ridden that route. It's not an easy ride, but with Audrey as their inspiration, they did it and inspired others. And now, 40 years later, thousands of people gather annually here in Hanover to participate and be part of the Prouty legacy. Because while cancer isn't contagious, the love and generosity of this community absolutely are. Today, we're honoring our 40th year and celebrating the 40 Faces of the Prouty, a group of 40 participants, supporters, patients, survivors, clinicians, researchers, volunteers, and more who help make a difference through their involvement with the Prouty. We know they're only a small fraction of our larger Prouty community, but they represent the love, the passion, and the commitment to supporting one another that make the Prouty what it is. Our 40 Faces of the Prouty inspire us all and bring hope to our community. Today, we are going to introduce you to some of our 40 faces. Inspirational people like Patty Carney, one of the original 4 nurses who cared for Audrey Prouty and kicked off this incredible event 40 years ago. Thank you so much, Patty. And the Horse family, Audrey's family. Ever since Audrey passed away, they honor her memory by participating in the event that carries her name and raising funds so that others in Audrey's position can enjoy longer, healthier lives. Please visit the Prouty website to find out more about all of our 40 faces and read their stories. I also want to extend a special thank you to our top sponsors for this year's Prouty, including our presenting sponsor, the Jack and Dorothy Byrne Foundation, and our Gold Wheel sponsor, Conifer Health Solutions. Year after year, our partners demonstrate their commitment to supporting the Prouty, the Cancer Center, and all of the patients and communities we serve. We simply could not do this without you. Thank you. Thank you also to our top donors, our 45 Health Leaders Circle members who have each given $5,000 or more to support the Prouty and directly benefit research and patient and family support services at the Cancer Center. I want to recognize our 100 VIP fundraisers and counting who have fundraised $4,000 for the 40th. And to my fellow Ultimates who not only accomplish an impressive physical task for the Prouty, riding 200 miles in 2 days, but raise tremendous funds in the process. You all have gone above and beyond this year and have my sincere appreciation. You're also going to soon hear about the Prouty's impact on the larger Dartmouth and Dartmouth-Hitchcock community from the people who know it best. And you'll hear words of gratitude and inspiration from some of your fellow Proutyers. For now, it's my pleasure to introduce my friends and longtime Prouty supporters and volunteers, Gail Gentis and Phil Hanlon, Dartmouth College's 18th president. Thank you both for your dedication to the Cancer Center and all that you have done for the Prouty over the years.
Thanks, Steve. At Dartmouth, we're so proud of the collaboration that takes place across campus when students, faculty, and staff who work and study together form true partnerships. It allows us to amplify our impact as we approach a common goal with unparalleled focus. Nowhere is that more evident than at the Norris Cotton Cancer Center, which is why the Prouty and the people who Prouty are such an important part of Dartmouth.
It is also why Phil and I are so proud to be members of the Prouty community. We did our first Prouty just after moving to Hanover 8 years ago. We didn't really know what it was all about, but as we learned more about the Cancer Center and the groundbreaking research taking place there, the Prouty became a passion for both of us. But the most inspiring part of the Prouty for us is seeing people of all ages wearing survivor shirts and knowing that our participation is helping to improve health and increase the chance of survival for all kinds of patients.
Conquering cancer is also a priority within Dartmouth's Call to Lead campaign. We know that the research we fund today is going to shape the way we fight cancer tomorrow. The Prouty community plays a critical role in that noble effort, and the results of your generosity will be felt not only on our campus and in the communities we serve, but in the hearts of cancer patients and their families around the world. Thank you. And speaking of far-reaching generosity, it's an honor to celebrate the presenting sponsor for the 40th Prouty, Dorothy Byrne. Dorothy, we cannot thank you enough for your continued support and for the generous match available through the Jack and Dorothy Byrne Foundation. You've been a source of inspiration for all of us and for the many members of our community who have followed your example and made the Cancer Center a philanthropic priority.
Now it is an honor to introduce two inspirational members of our community who, like Dorothy, are also 40 Faces of the Prouty honorees. Please welcome former Dartmouth Athletics Director Josie Harper and Acting Chief of Oncology at the Norris Cotton Cancer Center, Dr. Gary Schwartz.
Well, my partner Michelle was diagnosed in 2006 with breast cancer that had already metastasized. We were really devastated. Luckily, we knew she'd be in good hands at the Norris Cotton Cancer Center, but we never expected her oncologist, Dr. Gary Schwartz, to become such a big part of both of our lives.
I'd worked in numerous cancer centers before coming here in 2000, and from the very beginning, this place was different. It's small, which means you end up forming personal relationships with colleagues and tight bonds with patients. Josie would come in with Michelle for her appointments, and I became very close with both of them.
Gary's a very special doctor and person, the kind that you can tell he cares so much, thinking about you even when he's not with you. In 2012, when Michelle's condition worsened, Gary did something that I've never heard of an oncologist doing. He paid us a house call. He sat us both down and explained what was going to happen to Michelle in the most caring and compassionate way. The next week, Michelle passed away. She was only 50 years old. A few years later, I received my own cancer diagnosis. And of course, Gary's been by my side every step of the way.
Michelle was so smart and funny, and it was such a delight treating her. It must have been awful for Josie to watch her partner slip away like that, and then to receive 2 separate cancer diagnoses of her own just a few years later. It's hard to imagine anyone going through that, but Josie's an inspiration to many people on many levels, and she's still fighting.
The Prouty meant so much to Michelle. We joined when she was diagnosed, and we were blown away by the amount of people who came together for a common cause, for hope. It's so powerful to know that the money we raise and that I continue to raise goes directly to research that can help patients like her and others. Research that can and will create longer, healthier lives.
I volunteered at the Prouty for over 20 years. It's just awesome to see patients and families coming out to support the Cancer Center. Being a part of the Prouty is one way to say thank you to this incredible community, a community that makes so much possible. I'm Gary Schwartz, and I Prouty for Josie and Michelle and for all of our patients.
I'm Josie Harper, and I Prouty for Michelle and for myself and others, and for doctors like Gary who make the Cancer Center the special place that it is.
Thank you, Josie and Dr. Schwartz. I'm Joanne Conroy, President and CEO of Dartmouth-Hitchcock and Dartmouth-Hitchcock Health. It's no surprise that you're hearing directly from our leadership today. That's because we were all dedicated to improving the lives of the people in the communities we serve. We work together as a team with a shared mission. The Prouty means so much to all of us, and your support deserves our deepest respect and gratitude. You allow us to bring exceptional, compassionate care to our campus and to all the communities we serve. We take a holistic approach with dedicated care teams made up of doctors, nurses, therapists, nutritionists, social workers, who design together care based on each patient's specific needs. We know our patients are more than a diagnosis. Our patient and family support services, however, go beyond what is offered in the hospital. We offer things like art and music therapy, support groups, yoga and Tai Chi classes. We provide transportation and grocery assistance. For many of these families, these services were a lifeline. The pandemic made that more apparent than ever. Last year alone, we delivered more than 27,000 individual services that were not covered by insurance. They were funded directly by the Prouty. They were funded directly by you. That is 27,000 ways that you are touching the lives of our patients and their families. Thank you. We Prouty for patient care and for groundbreaking research. We Prouty for people we love and people we've lost. We Prouty for people that inspire us. Jane and Peter McLaughlin have been Proutying with their 2 sons since 2006. Their commitment deepened in 2008 after Jane's mom, Carol, was diagnosed with brain cancer and went on to receive exceptional care at Norris Cancer Center. Carol passed away in 2009, and the McLaughlins' support continues. They volunteer in her memory, proud to rally around the Prouty as part of this inspiring community. The Hatfield family is joining the Prouty this year in support of their 10-year-old daughter, Josie, who was diagnosed with leukemia this past January. Team Josie Prouties to raise awareness and funds that drive science forward so that Josie and everyone in this community battling cancer have a fighting chance. Since 2006, the Reitmeyer family has Prouty'd. It's become a family tradition to get fit each spring so they're ready to walk, cycle, row, and take on the ultimate each July. The Prouty took on new meaning when Matt's dad received compassionate care at the Norris Cancer Center during his cancer journey. To them, the Prouty exemplifies everything that makes this community what it is, and they're proud to be a part of it. Barbara Jones has Prouty'd since 1984, inspired to know that the funds she raises will help discover breakthroughs in cancer treatment. She rides for Jack Stebbins and in memory of her co-captain, Muriel Shotanis, who she knows will be with her through every turn of the pedal during this 40th Prouty. Many of you know my husband, DJ, died of cholangiocarcinoma in April of 2020. He received exceptional care at our cancer center. I golf in the Prouty in his memory this year. He is one of the many that we recognize on the virtual wall of honor on our website, where you can see the names and pictures of the people we Prouty for and add your own. Thank you all for your enduring commitment to helping us provide the best possible care for our patients. And now I'd like to introduce one of our dedicated nurses who plays an essential role within our Prouty community. Here is Lisa Wessinger.
I started Proutying more than 20 years ago, and as soon as my daughters were old enough, they joined me. Gabby on my back and her sister Maria in a wagon by my side. We lost my father and his brothers to cancer, so our inspiration has always been about family. But my family includes more than just my parents and kids. It includes my patients. As a stem cell transplant nurse at Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center, I can spend months or years getting to know a patient and their families. We celebrate together, we grieve together, and through it all, we fight together, which is why the Indoor Prouty is so important to me. The Indoor Prouty started about 15 years ago as a way for our patients on our inpatient unit to participate on Prouty Day. We raise awareness for the research and services that mean so much to our cancer community. Over the years, it's evolved into a beautiful celebration with an inpatient pod decorating challenge, raffles, patient goodies, chair massage, Zen garden, and featuring live music and artwork from our very own patients. One of our doctors and my fellow 40 Faces honoree, Tom Davis, he even played guitar while receiving treatment for his own cancer diagnosis on Prouty Day. The patients who participate in the Indoor Prouty are part of Team Hope. Those who can walk do laps around our unit. Those who can't come down to watch, cheer, and enjoy the celebration. There's nothing like seeing these people who are fighting for their lives sit outside in their street clothes or a Prouty shirt, being able to feel normal, even if it's only for a few hours. I've been honored to lead the Indoor Prouty for the last 5 years, and it's still a family affair. Gabby is my Prouty assistant, Maria became a Prouty intern, and my husband Wayne creates beautiful handcrafted furniture to help with our fundraising. But the most meaningful part is that I get to Prouty surrounded by my family, the kind I'm related to and the kind I'm not. My name is Lisa Wessinger, and I Prouty with my family for every single person on Team Hope.
Thank you, Lisa, for everything that you do for the Prouty, for the community, and for your patients at the Cancer Center. My name is Dwayne Compton. I'm the Dean of Dartmouth's Geisel School of Medicine, and I'm really excited to be here celebrating the 40th Prouty with you because this event and this community have a profound impact on the life-saving work happening at Dartmouth, at Dartmouth-Hitchcock, and at the Geisel School of Medicine. Of course, we owe such a large part of our achievements and our past successes over the last 40 years to you, the Prouty community. When you Prouty, you provide seed funding for new research projects from the brightest and most innovative minds who are determined to make the next life-saving discovery. And your impact is even bigger than you may realize. Pilot projects funded by the Prouty community have gone on to receive grants 7 times larger than the initial investment. Think about that for just a moment. That's $7 in research funding for every $1 that you raise. So on behalf of everyone at the Geisel School of Medicine and the countless patients who have and will continue to benefit from the research you're funding, I would like to say thank you. So many members of the Prouty community have shown their commitment to discovery through donating, through fundraising, through volunteering, and even those that are conducting the groundbreaking research on their own. Dr. Paul Geir is an immunologist and professor at the Geisel School of Medicine, and he is co-founder of Medirex, a company which developed the first immunotherapy drugs in use for cancer. His accomplishments are living proof of the hope that cancer research can bring, and we are proud to have him as a member of the Prouty community since 1984. Mara and Richard Weissman have been doing the Prouty since 1993. That was way before Mara herself was diagnosed with lymphoma in 2018. But her experience with cancer only solidified their belief in the Cancer Center's mission and priorities, especially the focus on community outreach and cancer prevention awareness in underserved communities. We know that whether they're walking or cycling, for the last 28 years, Mara and Richard have been doing the Prouty out of their love. Carolyn and Peter Mertz, Prouty to support all parts of the Cancer Center, especially the patient and family support services. They know the incredible stress that patients and their families experience, and they've been cycling and fundraising for 10 years to help ease that strain. They also live on the Prouty bike route, so it's especially fitting that they're such a big part of our community. Dr. Jack Hoops, Dr. Vicky Scheit, and their daughter Molly have Prouty'd ever since Jack joined Dartmouth's research team in 1988. Not only does their team support cancer research, but as a recipient of Prouty Pilot Awards, Jack also conducts research. And that work is changing lives and saving lives. This is about discovery. This is about adventure. This is about supporting breakthroughs. It's those words that define the Geisel School of Medicine and the Prouty. So thank you again for your commitment to saving lives. Now, I'd like to introduce you to one of our Proutyers who has been linked to our cancer center ever since the Prouty began. Here is Bruce Parsons.
I was treated for testicular cancer at the Norris Cancer Center 40 years ago. That was back when Audrey Prouty was still a patient and not yet the inspiration for a massive fundraising event. Back when the cancer center was in the basement of the old hospital. Back when radiation treatments meant blasting parts of the body beyond where the cancer was. It was a gruesome experience. I lost a full quarter of my body weight in over 8 weeks, and I got sick everywhere all the time. Remembering that, it's incredible to see what research has accomplished since then. And I'm especially grateful for that progress, because even though my treatment is behind me, in 2002 I had to watch my wife Carol endure it. Nothing can prepare you for watching someone you love fight cancer, not even fighting it yourself. The advances in treatment helped, but the surgery and chemo can still be brutal. And then there's the fear. Cancer looms large in Carol's family. Colon cancer took her father. Breast cancer took her mother and her only sister, and now it had set its sights on her. Fortunately, with everything that's changed over the last 40 years, one thing remained the same. We could turn to Dartmouth-Hitchcock and to a cancer center that had long outgrown the old building's basement. And just like they did with me decades earlier, they made sure Carol emerged a survivor. A few years after Carol's treatment, in 2005, some friends convinced me to join the Prouty for my first century ride, and I was joined by one of my sons, Ryan. I was intimidated, but a friend assured me that I could do it. He said with all the SAG stops, the Prouty was the only century he ever rode where he actually gained weight. I've done the Prouty every year since then, and I'm honored to now be on the Friends of Norris Cotton Cancer Center's Board of Directors and the Prouty Executive Committee. Each time I ride, I carry photos of people I know who are battling this relentless disease, and there are always more photos. But that's just all the more reason to keep writing, helping to make the world cancer-free for future generations. My name is Bruce Parsons, and I Prouty for Carol, for myself, and for the 45 plus people we know who have battled this disease, and also for the Norris Cotton Cancer Center that performs such great research and has saved so many lives like ours.
Thank you, Bruce, and thank you to all of my Dartmouth and Dartmouth-Hitchcock colleagues and everyone in the Prouty family who shared their story with us. You heard about a few of our 40 Faces of the Prouty, but there are many more inspiring honorees. People like Dr. Mary Chamberlain, Joel Smith, Dr. Yoli Sanchez, Patty Armstrong, and more. Please visit our website to learn about them all. Our celebration of the Prouty's 40th anniversary is almost over, but we know that the Prouty itself is just beginning. On behalf of Dartmouth, the Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center, the Geisel School of Medicine, and our Norris Cotton Cancer Center, as well as the countless patients in our communities and their families who count on our cancer research, our patient care, and our patient and family support services. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your fundraising. And thank you for keeping the Prouty going for 40 years, no matter what the world may throw at us, and for many years to come. We know that no matter how you Prouty, when you Prouty, or who you Prouty for, we are all in this together. We Prouty as one.
Hi, I'm Rowan Carroll from Hanover.
My name is Owen.
My name is Ollie. I'm from Vermont.
From Hanover, New Hampshire.
From Dover, New Hampshire.
I'm a 15-year survivor of hairy cell leukemia. I'm a 9-year survivor.
My Prouty is riding along with Cardigan Mountain School.
My Prouty is biking.
My Prouty is
20-mile bike ride.
We will be golfing on Friday.
Golf, bike, and walk.
20-mile row.
Walking with our team.
20-mile bike.
I ride the ultimate.
I Prouty for women like me who are battling breast cancer.
I Prouty for Jamie Elizabeth Taylor Harper.
For all future survivors who will get a second shot at life.
To help find a cure for all cancers. Oh my God, so do I. That's awesome. It's the best.
For my 3 grandparents who have survived cancer.
I Prouty for all of our patients, for the groundbreaking research, and for the meaningful patient and family support services at Norris Cotton Cancer Center.
Because I know so many people who benefited directly from the Norris Cotton Cancer Center.
For all you do, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Norris Cotton Cancer Center.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Go Prouty.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a great Prouty.
Thank you.